Yay!
Hello guys!
Hello. It's like, hello. Hello, are you there? We are live.
Yeah, we are back. How you doing?
Hope you're all good. It's flex time with Nicola. Nicola, welcome. Good you're here. What do they need for class?
Well, for the flex, it would be nice if you have at least one prop. It can be towel, it can be pillow or a block. Actually, softer better for this class. If you like to use a little bit more props or if you feel a little bit more stiff, you can even grab 2 pillows, 2 towels, and yeah, to make you a little bit more cozy and comfortable.
Nice. And we just checked the sequence a little bit, and you're going to turn them around the mat, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be moving a little bit, so I hope you have a bit of space around. Do not get confused, we can do it together. I'm gonna guide you through. I hope, yeah, it's gonna be fine, I think.
Yeah. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Great you're here, Nicola, really nice. Guys who are watching, our donation link is still working. Important for us and for our teachers, of course, so we can stay teaching these online classes. I think yes, we are ready to rumble, right? Ready to go?
I think so.
Okay,
Slowly,
guys,
surely.
I turn the camera so you are full on for your practice. There you are. Guys, I am doing it with the left hand side now.
First time.
Yes, first time doing it with left, so let's see how that works.
Yeah, so one more time guys, welcome. Today's practice we're gonna dedicate a little bit for the spring season, which just started a few days ago. So I would love to focus during today's sequence a little bit on boosting the energy, letting go of things which doesn't serve us anymore, and detoxifying a little bit. So I'm gonna explain more and talk more during the postures, and I would like to invite to lie down for the lying butterfly pose and just take it easy. Slowly arrive on our mats. So you can slowly lie down on your back. We are just going to bend the knees and bring the sole of the feet together, nicely opening the feet and giving some space to the hips. So try to settle in your pose, however it feels good. And if you like, you can even place one hand on your belly and maybe one hand on your chest, so you can connect and tune more into your breath. So if you like, you can even close your eyes and you just take a moment to realize the position of your body, to start feeling and hearing your breath like waves in the ocean. And even with the eyes closed, just feel the movement under your hands. As you inhale, your belly and your chest is rising up. And as you exhale, your chest and the belly is drawing back in. Just focus on how with each inhalation the energy is coming to the body. And with each exhalation, you can relax even more. Slowly entering the calm and grounded state of mind for the whole class. So while you're still breathing calmly, you can keep your eyes closed. I'm gonna explain a little bit more about today's class. So we are going to focus today on the liver and the kidney meridian, which actually comes from the Chinese medicine, but it's mostly likely connected with the yin practice. So that's why on purpose I've chosen this pose as a first, where we actually free the energy to move better through those meridians or channels for the energy. So those channels are very similar, going through the inner legs, slowly reaching the organs. And actually the kidneys are more the organ for the winter. So the kidneys are like the storage for the vital energy. And it's really important them to work well, so the rest of the organs also have enough energy. And the liver is actually starting to be the most active right now during the spring. So it's like a little general of army, and it helps us to detoxify everything we stored in the bodies or in our minds during the winter. So it's very good to work with both of them and just give them some space and support them. So in this pose, we are going to take one more deep breath together. So take a deep breath in through the nose. And slow breath out. Then we can gently take the hands out. Maybe you can open your eyes looking around. And we help the knees with our hands to slowly bring the knees back together. Just feel the release around the hips. And we will shortly move to the next pose, Pavanamuktasana. So we are going to stretch the left leg, bending the right knee. You can just cross the fingers up on the knee, slowly bringing the knee close to the chest. So in this pose, we want to breathe ideally more to the belly. So maybe the thigh is going to touch the belly, and we can massage the ascending part of the large intestine on the right side. So see if you can just relax more into the pose, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing your face. And we can even use this little time to give a little warm up to our ankle. So while you stay here, breathing calmly, enjoying the present moment, let's do a few circles in the right ankle to just lubricate the joints. And from here, we will like to do a transition to sitting, but mostly in yin. We really like to use as less muscles as possible, so we do not interrupt the whole process, and we want to stay grounded and calm. So this time we are going to cross the fingers at the back of the knee, and very slowly we will just kick forward, straightening the elbows and slowly lifting all the way up. Perfect. So we all meet back there in the center, sitting up. And we will still work with the right leg. We will do a little sequence from here, and we will start with the half shoelace pose. So we are going to cross the left leg with the right knee. Do not leave the flat foot on the floor. We actually want to face the right foot to the space behind me, so the knees can come closer above each other. If you feel that it gets a little bit difficult to fold forward or sit up straight, you can always use the prop you have, maybe sit on your towel or on the blanket. And on the other hand, if you maybe feel that it's too much behind the left knee, you can also use another soft prop under the knee to keep it a little bit higher. So wherever you are right now, we first just want to take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, maybe we slowly start walking lower, bending forward. I'm always saying that it's like we are taking a little journey to every pose, so just take your time, no pushing, no pulling. Just noticing the sensations. Where do you feel the pose? If you can still breathe freely. And just how far it goes. Maybe it takes half of a minute, maybe a minute to reach the maximum of the pose. And then we are searching for the stillness, kind of. So we can let go even easier. So it's also nice to say that as we already do the sequence focused on the liver organ today, it's good to say that actually the liver is in charge of how freely and how easily the energy flows through the whole body. So it's really in a charge for an easygoing atmosphere in the organs, in between the organs, and also in our mind. So see if you can tune into this, just maybe dropping the head forward. You can stay there, relax your neck, and just see if you can breathe more easily. If you can just follow this easygoing atmosphere, not being interrupted by the sensations. Just going deeper and deeper to the pose. We take 3 more deep breaths there. If your head is down, You don't have to look for now. We stay for 2 breaths more right now. Try to soften in the belly. Soften your breath. With the next breath, we will slowly take a journey back. So we walk with the hands. You can even wiggle out a little bit. So we give the space to all the tissues to come back. And to continue with our little sequence, we are going to switch the legs. So now right knee bend is going to be straight and left knee is going to be bent. So even if you have a little pillow, you can keep it there. Maybe we're gonna use it again. We are going to bring the right leg back and we will bend the left knee. So it's like a preparation for the sleeping swan pose. If you already have a pillow here, it might be quite handy to place it under the left hip so you are not really falling to the side, but you want to keep the hips more heavy. So never put a pressure on the front, this time left knee, but imagine that the core of the pose is the hips, so you want to bring them down. So I will slowly measure next 3 minutes in the pose. Again, let's first inhale, opening up the chest. And as you exhale, let's slowly walk down. You can take it step by step, just be gentle and kind to yourself. You can also stay for a few breaths here on the elbows. If the elbows are down, again, you can make sure by pressing slightly the elbows to the floor that you really lean more back, that you really make your hips heavy and there is no pressure on the left knee. If you have more space in your hips for the pose, you can maybe place the hands like a little pillow under the forehead, or you can maybe even stretch the arms all the way forward, placing the forehead on the floor. So you're more than welcome to stay there in the pose with the head down. You don't have to look on the camera right now. We stay for a few more breaths, so you can just listen to me. You can just breathe freely in the pose. I will stay on the elbow so it's easier to talk like this. Just try to notice what thoughts you have in the pose. Try not to really fight against the pose. See if you can relax your hips a little bit more with each exhalation. Maybe also during we stay still in the pose, it's nice to actually describe this liver pathway meridian or the channel for the energy, so you can imagine it better and you can also take it as a little concentration exercise. So this liver meridian actually starts on the top of the big toes, slowly coming all the way up through the inner legs and almost meeting each other at the groin. So here you can already feel that on the left hip we are compressing the groin muscles and on the right side we are stretching the groin muscles. So we are already supporting and boosting the energy going to the liver. And then the pathways are slowly going up through the liver to the throat, entering the head, circling around the lips, and then slowly coming to the eyes. So the eyes and the liver are connected, and the eyes can always tell us how much vital energy we have and how healthy the liver is. So again, wherever you are, let's just take one more deep breath in and out. We will slowly start walking back. So again, very consciously, slowly, with the help of your hands, just come back to the center. And if you have this little pillow, you can just take it out for a while. You're not gonna need it in the next pose. And we will actually take a little rest. So we just take this left knee out and we will lie down on the hands. So this pose is called lying child's pose. And you are not really supposed to feel any deep stretch in here. It's more just like relaxing. You can actually focus on the release in the left hip joint after the sleeping swan. So just take another deep breath and focus on the sensations. Perfect. And we will now slowly come to another pose, which the name I really like. It's a cat pulling its tail. but we take a few steps towards this twist, so we will really focus on the whole body. So we will just keep the leg exactly as it is, and we will support the head with the right hand. Now let's bend the right knee and see if you can reach the right foot with your left hand. Now as a first, the intention here is to pull the right heel a little bit closer to the buttock. So you're gonna need a bit of effort in your left arm to really pull the right heel a little bit closer. Now the idea is to get a stretch on the front side of your right hip and on the right quadriceps. If you don't feel much, you can help yourself by sliding the left knee more to the side. I hope you can see it. So you slide the left knee away from the mat. We can squeeze the buttocks and press the pubic bone down to the floor. So again, you can squeeze the buttocks and press the pubic bone down, like you want to also place the left hip on the floor. Perfect. If your head is getting tired, you can also rest your head on the arm for a few more breaths in here. And just again, feel the sensations. Enjoy the pose. Try to press the pubic bone one more time down. Let's take one more deep breath in and out in here. We will slowly move further from here. So you just stay exactly in the same pose. We will just support the head again. This time we want to change the position of the hand. So you place the hand behind your head, maybe even hugging your ear or your neck. It's like a little hammock to support the head. And now we want to slide the left knee closer to the body. So we will actually roll on the right side, but keep the left knee on the floor. And then the idea is to kick the right heel as far as possible. So we actually get the juicy stretch around the left shoulder this time, shifting the attention of the pose to the different part of the body. So keep on kicking the foot backwards. Ideally the left elbow is straight. But of course it's not about how it looks, but how it feels. So just find a comfortable position for your head. Let's take 2 deep more breaths and just discover the pose for yourself. Maybe you adjust a little bit, maybe you move a little bit, and then you search for the stillness. And from here we will finally move to the final pose, to the Halt twist. So we will release this right arm, pulling the right arm more to the right, trying to place also the left shoulder on the floor. So probably this left knee is lifting up, but it's okay, it's not that important. More, we want to reach both shoulders touching the floor. So you really adjust yourself in the pose, and maybe you even like to place the right hand on your left knee. So we are slowly coming to a full twist. Try to work with your breath in here. So with each inhalation, the chest expands a little bit. And with each exhale, let just the left knee drop a little bit lower to the ground. We do 3 more breaths. Inhale up to the chest. And as you exhale, relax. Feel how the connective tissues around the spine are slowly stretching, relaxing. Take 1 more deep breath. And to come out from the pose, we will do it very easily. So you can just release the right foot, and we will just come back on the back. Maybe we moved a little bit from the mat. So you just slowly wiggle back. Perfect. And we will just take a little moment. So we did a lot with the shoulders, with the hips, with the spine. You can keep the knees bent and just take a few deep breaths. Feel like you can close your eyes and feel all the fluidity around the spine, around the joints, and maybe just be aware of all the changes during the practice. We will slowly continue to repeat the whole sequence on the other side. So this time we are going to stretch the right leg, slowly bending the left knee, maybe crossing the fingers or just one hand on top of each other, pulling the left knee close to the chest. So this time we are going to again take a few more deep breaths, and this time try to focus more again on your belly. So on the left side, we activate and massage more descending part of the large intestine, helping the metabolism, which is really good in the summer, in the spring to do it. So relax your shoulders. And while you breathe in here, maybe let's circle also the left ankle a little bit. So we will prepare the joint for the next coming pose, half shoelace. And again, we will do a little transition to sit back up. So either you find your own way, or you can follow this one, which is very gentle, just crossing the fingers behind the knee and slowly kicking forward, keeping the elbows straight and just very, very gently lifting back up. And we all meet there in the center. So again, we stay with the left leg, just cross the right knee, and instead of placing the foot on the floor, open the foot all the way back. We want to bring the knees close to each other. Also, if there is a big space in between the knees, you can also use your props a little bit differently, and you can fill this space with your towel, so there is not so much pressure. Try to be also creative and playful in the poses. So again, we can place the fingertips on the floor, just taking a deep breath in on the beginning. And as you exhale, we slowly start walking forward again. So again, do not just think about how far you can go, but how it feels for you. Maybe you move the hips a little bit more back so it's easier to fold forward. It's also okay to drop the head down, all the way down, unless it really restricts your breath. So you always think about your breath. It should be always easygoing, nice and slow. If the breath speed up a lot, or if it just doesn't feel right, maybe you went too far. So always check on your breath. Maybe after a few breaths you decide that you can go a little bit further. You just feel there is more space being created in your joints. But it's also nice to say that actually the liver is connected to element wood, like a trees. So it's very important for the trees and for the wood that it's actually flexible, but it also has to be strong and stable. So maybe try to stay with those characteristics a little bit. Maybe with the eyes closed, maybe with the head still relaxed. And just think about that flexibility is one thing, but also being stable and strong, in the meaning that you just breathe through the sensations you maybe feel in your hips right now. And we take one more deep breath, just let the body go wherever it wants to go. And then very slowly we wiggle back up, maybe move your shoulders, maybe dance a little. And we will slowly continue with our sequence. So we are going to take the left leg, swinging the left leg all the way back, bending the right knee. So I hope it's not a problem to do those changes, but I believe in you guys, so it's surely okay. Perfect. So the left leg now is straight. Now for alignment in the pose, it's maybe nice to look back and see if the left foot is really in one line with your left hip. So then it's easier for you to really sit down with your hips. Again, if you like, you can place a little towel onto the right hip, and we take a journey to the pose for the next 3 minutes. So let's inhale up in the center, and as you exhale, slowly walk down. So you can again stay on the elbows, no pressure on the right knee. Also, if you like, if the head is a little bit heavy, you can also place the hands under the chin to give it a little support, or just go all the way down to the pose, stretching the arms, forehead on the floor. Again, as I said, for the next 3 minutes we are going to stay in the pose. So now if you are not looking on the screen, it's okay. I will tell you when it's a time to change the poses. So just try to rest your attention on your breath. And as we are talking today a lot about the detoxifying and cleaning the organs and the blood and the body, maybe we could also do it for the mind. So as your eyes are maybe closed and as your breath is calming down, maybe you start to notice your thoughts. And maybe you notice that there are some thoughts which are actually a little bit stuck, which doesn't bring you so many new things anymore, which doesn't develop, which you cannot explore anymore. And you can just imagine them like maybe old piece of clothes, which you know you're not gonna wear at all anymore. And you just decide to give them away, you just decide to let them go. So it can be one thought after another, or more thoughts at the same time. Just with each exhalation, decide to let it go and give it a bit of energy for now and attention. Maybe after a few more breaths like this, just feel this space in your head. Maybe the silence. It doesn't mean it's empty. It more means that it's pure and full of potential. So let's do 3 more breaths in here. Wherever you are in the pose, maybe you take 1, 2 more breaths, just follow your own pace if you like to stay a little bit longer. We will slowly all meet back in the center, so just take your way out. If you have the props, you can take them out. And we will do this little rest in the lying child's pose. So just take the right knee out. Maybe place it out of the mat. You can keep the 90 degrees behind the knee and you can just place the hands under your head. So you don't really have to push, you just relax your buttocks. And with a few breaths, focus on this right hip joint area. Right now the healing actually happens and all the energy from the groin is traveling to the kidneys and to the liver. So we take 1 more deep breath. And we will slowly move to the next pose, step by step. So let's just support your head with the left hand. Just keep the legs as they are. And we are going to bend the left knee. So see if you can reach the left foot with the right hand. If this is difficult, you can also use a piece of towel or maybe stripe or something. You have to extend your arm, it's also fine. Otherwise, we just grab the foot. And with the exhalation, we will gently pull the left heel towards the left buttocks. So again, we want to reach the area around the left hip joint and the left quadriceps. Maybe for some of you, this is already enough. So you can stay there and breathe through. If your intention for today's class is to bring more deep stretch into the practice, let's just slide the right knee out of the mat. So there is almost no gap between the right hip joint and the ground. So you slide down, you squeeze your buttocks, and you push, you pull the pubic bone down to the floor. And you can even rest your head so you can really more focus just on the stretch on the left thigh. Use a bit of energy in your arm. Let's do 2-3 more times that you contract the buttocks and press a little bit down. You can release and maybe repeat 1 more time. And for the next step again, we will support the head with the left hand, but this time we create this little hammock. So maybe touch your ear, touch your neck, and we will slowly pull the right knee closer to ourselves. So we will roll all the way on the left side. Maybe you scoot the shoulder a little bit more to the side as well. Then you can comfortably place your head on the hand. And this time, instead of pulling the heel close to the buttocks, you want to kick all the way back. So you think about this right shoulder joint and all the connective tissues here, and you want to stretch them. So let's stay here for a few breaths. The right knee can be either touching the floor. If this is getting too intensive, you can just lift it a little bit back. We just focus on the shoulder. Take one more deep breath in here. And then we will slowly move to the full torsion of the spine. So we can just release this left arm, pull it all the way to the left, and just think about placing the right shoulder on the floor. So whatever you're gonna do with the legs, maybe adjusting your hips, maybe you can touch the left palm on the right knee, it's all fine. But try to place both shoulders on the ground. Do not really worry about the head. Mostly in the torsions, we like to say that the head is going the other direction than the knees. But here in Flex, it's actually really more about how it feels for you. So let the head fall wherever it wants to go. Just enjoy the pose and the journey you're doing through this process. One more last deep breath. Let the knee fall as low as possible. Feel more you exhale, deeper you can go to the pose. And then we will slowly release the left foot all the way forward. And we will just come all the way back, lying down, bringing the spine back to the center. So this time you can choose, either you keep your knees bent, or you just stretch your legs all the way forward. So it's not a Shavasana yet. But in the Yin Yoga or Flex Yoga, we actually like to take few moments in between the poses. So the body have a time to really absorb it, absorb everything you are doing. So if you like, you can just close your eyes. Just slowly breathe, listen to your breath. Try not to really fly away to your thoughts. And if it happens, just smile. Tell yourself you're thinking, it's completely normal and usual. And then just bring your attention back to the position of your body. We will slowly move to the next pose. So actually the idea to bring the legs up. So if you really have, probably you have a wall nearby, if you feel like traveling off your mat or moving, then you can come close to the wall and just bring the legs all the way up. But it's not really that necessary. We would just need this one prop we have from the beginning. So if you like to stay on your mat, we can just bend the knees, gently lift the hips up and just insert the prop, the pillow, under the hips. So it's like supported bridge, but we still like to move a little bit further, and we are just going to lift the legs up. So it's not really a hard working position. We are not working here on the core. The goal is also not to really stretch the legs. But we just want to find this one sweet spot where it takes as less effort as possible. So you still have to hold the legs up, of course, but it also can be really nice and pleasant. So once you find this one spot, let's just relax for a few breaths. And try to notice any sensations which might appear starting from your feet. So maybe you feel a little tingling, maybe a change of the temperature. Maybe you even feel, or you like to visualize, that the energy is pulling downwards. So of course we used to keep and hold a lot of tension in our feet as the whole days we are walking, running, cycling, and now finally the legs are higher than the rest of the body. So the energy which mostly stagnates in the feet can now slowly come all the way down and just activate all the meridians in the lower body, and also coming all the way down to the kidneys and to the liver. Also, inverted postures are very good for the heart and for the brain, because the head is lower than the rest of the body. The heart doesn't have to work so much to nourish the head. So just enjoy doing almost nothing, just being, breathing. We'll be slowly coming out from the pose, so if the eyes were closed, maybe you like to open them just a little bit. We are going to bend the knees very softly, very slowly, just placing the feet back on the floor. You can just notice what is happening with your breath, with your mind. And after all the forward folds, and really working, opening and stretching, we just like to pay a little bit more focus on the front side of the body and give some space also to the chest and to our breath. So we are going to stretch the legs forward. If you are fond of the deeper backward bends actually and the chest openness, you can maybe take 2 blankets, or you can fold this one blanket a little bit higher. Again, place it under the hips and just stretch the legs to the corners of your mat. Maybe you even like to complete this whole stretch by stretching the arms out of the mat. So this is a really nice pose where just the gravity and the body works together and all the work just happens itself. So really allow yourself to do nothing right now and just shift to being. Also, you might like to deepen your breath, just inhaling through the nose, and then maybe opening your mouth and slowly exhale. You can continue with the breath like this, enjoying the spaciousness and the freedom in your chest. Hopefully also in your mind. We will take one more deep breath in, just a deep, deep breath. And as you exhale, let go even more. And if you brought your arms over the head, the first movement we do, that we bring the arms all the way back, feeling the change of the energy in the shoulders. We are slowly going to bend the knees, lifting the hips a little bit up, and just taking the pillow. You can place it out for now, and you can just hug your knees. So doing a counter pose, giving a little stretch to the lower back. Maybe you can move a little bit from side to side Maybe doing a little circles, massaging the lower back. Still from here, we will come to our last asana, to the happy child's pose. But again, we're gonna do it step by step for some of you for who is maybe really too intensive. So we are going to place the hands on the knee and we just slide the knees to the sides like you want to avoid the rib cage. So you can stay here for a few breaths if you like, just relaxing your arms, relaxing your shoulders and your face. If you like to go a little bit further, you can place the sole of the feet together and maybe hug your feet with your hands. So opening the knees a little bit more to the side. Again, like butterfly pose, preparation for the happy child's pose. So if this fits to you for today perfectly, you just are more than welcome to stay here. If you like to go to the full pose, you can keep on holding the outer edges of the feet and just slowly open the soles of the feet up to the sky. Try to relax the knees as much as possible. You can even move a little bit in the beginning. Just give some space to the joints, being gentle with yourself. Then again, try to find some stillness. And if you are searching for a little extra deep stretch, you are thinking about the tip of the tailbone and the sacrum pulling down towards the floor. So the hips are not lifting up, but the whole spine is flat on the floor. See if you can stay calm even with those sensations appearing in your hips right now. Just become more as an observer to what is happening in the body. Like you take a step back and you just see what you create during the pose. We take one more deep breath together in this pose. So with this breath, it's like we wake up the body again. We want to take it out from the stillness. And we can come out from the pose as we just got in. So we can place the feet together. Maybe then place the hands on the knees, gently bringing the knees close to the chest, feeling the release. And from here, we are just going to slowly enter our Shavasana. So just take your time to prepare yourself as you wish. You can maybe always use a pillow under your head to make yourself more comfortable. Maybe you like to take a blanket to cover yourself to really feel good during the relaxation. So we just want to stretch the legs forward. You can choose how you're gonna place your hands. Some of you maybe like to keep them on the belly to just stay more connected to the breath. Some of you like to open the palms up to the ceiling. Maybe scoop the shoulders a little bit underneath so they can really stay relaxed and the chest can stay open. Let's just stay there with this deep breath. So with each exhalation, you're more entering this Shavasana and this relaxed state of the mind. And maybe with the next deep breath, you just close your eyes. And once you settle more in the pose, I would like to guide you to a little short visualization where we're gonna work with the element of the water, which is connected to the kidneys. So once you're fully ready and your breath slows down, you can imagine that with the next inhalation, the water is just coming closer to you, touching your toes, your knees, your hips, touching the upper body, washing over your face, maybe your hair. And as you exhale, you can just imagine that what doesn't serve you at this moment is slowly leaving, and the water is taking it out away back to the ocean. And again, as you take a next deep breath in, just imagine the wave of the new fresh spring energy is coming, refreshing your body and your mind. And as you exhale, just let go. You can continue with a few more deep breaths and with these little visualizations, receiving whatever you wish to come to your life, and letting go whatever you are ready to let go. So now you're more than welcome to stay here longer. You can just keep your eyes closed, resting on the floor, relaxing your body even more. So just enjoy your Shavasana. Just let the whole sequence to enter your body, to process whatever it needs to process. Give yourself this time and space, and just care about yourself. Be nice to yourself, kind to yourself. And with this, I thank you very much for being there today to connect, at least like that, and stay grounded. And I wish you a beautiful rest of the day. Namaste.
Thank you, Nicola. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Maybe still in Shavasana. This is a moment for saying goodbye together. See you very soon, tomorrow morning. Yay! Tomorrow morning, 9:30 and 11 o'clock and 6 o'clock. We have 3 workouts tomorrow, yoga and HIIT. So thank you all, and see you very soon.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Nicola.
Enjoy.
Bye-bye.